So we wanted to make this a different kind of place, and sort of to embody the spirit that it had acquired over the years inadvertently with all of the kind of seeds and plants that had grown from the neighborhood. So, and it only required one big thought, and it was the idea that we would make a paving system that we call agritecture. Somehow, a paving system which allows for the green and the concrete world of architecture to coexist and, in fact, to exchange out with one another. So this system of planks, long precast concrete planks with tapered ends, was developed to allow for the green to feather its way into the paving. It allowed us to make completely fluid pathways on this line, which was at times only 20 feet wide. So we wanted to bring a feeling of getting lost, and sort of the sort of sexy anonymity of that overgrown industrial artifact. Keep that to a place that, or keep that. And we knew it would be overrun with people, which in fact it has been. Very difficult to achieve. And what the plank would let us do is really vary the landscape and also vary the architecture, making dip downs and bridges overhead, make fully paved parts and fully landscaped parts. So create in this 20 feet a kind of variety, sort of unbelievable variety. This is just after the plants went in, so it's looking a little bit scrawny up there. But this is the end of the park where it ends at Gansevoort Street. There's a section cut right on the end, and sort of rather than doctor that up, we just left the section cut, and we actually put glass rails, and the glass rails cut into the planting dirt, so you see the dirt cut in section at the end. And we tried to use materials that were robust, of course, but that were also abstract, and that dealt with the idea of construction. This Corten steel, which is self-weathering, so it's actually quite durable and wonderful to use in the public realm, but also glass, which is very unusual in the public realm in the States at all, and in New York, never seen before. We had to fight for this a lot. But of course, glass is a very durable material if it's installed properly. Again, this is from the growth after the first few months, but it's really taken over. It's an incredibly provocative place to be, 30 feet above the street grid, being able to hover, sort of over the traffic and over people in this lush garden that's completely local species. They grow without a lot of extra water. There is irrigation, but it doesn't require a lot of water, though there are a lot of weeders up there pulling things out. It must be the most well-maintained park in New York at this point, which is good for the visitors because it always feels freshly scrubbed. It also has a sense of feels almost like a private space, and this is one of the things that's really that we sort of pride ourselves on in our work, is sort of twisting the convention of public and private around, and sort of indoor outdoor, and trying to remake that and give people an experience they could never really anticipate or expect, such as this moment where the High Line crosses 10th Avenue. And the original builders didn't want to spend a lot of money on steel, so they just simply made a big square platform. And of course, there is a ton of money on the steel here, but they thought they were making it cheaper by making it square. And what that let us do is sort of make this sort of plaza space, which is a theater overlooking 10th Avenue. So there's a sort of a cascading theater of wood that goes down to the view. The first time you've been able to sort of play in the street in a way in New York.